I make this video, and may only the Most High know the place that I'm coming from. In Jesus' name, only the Most High knows the place that I'm coming from. Anyone at this moment who hears my words, they may not know where I'm coming from. They genuinely may not. They may say, Ray, where you coming from? Ray, I don't know where you're coming from. I don't know where you're coming from. But I will let you talk, and I will bear with you throughout the time that you speak. I want to tell you this. Just so we're on the same page, I am not a good man. Don't call me a good man. Don't call me good, because I know I'm not good. I know what I am. Whether you're willing to believe it or not, I know what I am. I may not have many scriptures to share on this video, but that's beside the point. When I was 8 years old, I was presented a question that overwhelmed my being. It overwhelmed my being. And at the age I was at, I didn't know how to address the question that was presented to me. I'm going to tell you the question that was presented to me. I want to declare boldly the question that was presented to me. Here it goes. Do you know what a nigger is? I was 8 years old. Do you know what a nigger is? And when I heard this question, everything about my being was offended. I didn't know what to do besides cringe at this question. I didn't know what to do but cringe at it. I was 8 years old. I was in places wanting innocence to be maintained, desiring that innocence be maintained. My desire for innocence to be maintained at this question was great. But at the age of 8, I was presented with this question. Do you know what a nigger is? And when I heard this question, everything about my being was offended. Everything. From my eyebrows to my hair to the clothes that clothed my very being. I was offended. And I knew the question that was brought to me was meant to be offensive. I was offended. I didn't know what to do. I didn't. The year was no more than 94. I don't know the exact month, but the year was 94. And I was just horrified at the question, like. And when I heard the question, I just was like, I was no more than 8 years old. Do you know what a nigger is? You know what's funny? When I think of the question, there was a black worker that was present during the question. There was the very one that brought me forth present during the time of the question. Do you know what they said on my behalf? Nothing. 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 I didn't know it at the time. But when I was younger, I fought with everything in me to block that question out of my existence. I didn't know then, but I know now that every day I fought to block out that question, saying, this question, it shouldn't have been, someone should have spoke up on my behalf. I needed someone to speak up on my behalf. I needed it. I never had it. I needed someone to speak up on my behalf. I'm going to tell you who spoke up on my behalf. I'm going to tell you the person's name. Raymond, tell me their name. What was their name? Their name was no one. No one. No one. When I was, I'm a man. Anyone that knows me know, yo, Ray, you can't let stuff go. I didn't understand for the longest time why couldn't I let stuff go. How couldn't if my life depended on it? Ray, why can't you let stuff go? Because I'm a man of atonement. A man of atonement. He seeks to rectify, and he seeks restoration for any wrong afflicted. No matter the wrong, even if it's unjust or not. His desire is to rectify any wrong that was committed. Any wrong that was committed. But the Most High would sit here and say, for you to have a desire to rectify this wrong would be unjust. For you to rectify this wrong would be unjust. I didn't understand it then, but I understand it now. I fought to understand it when I was younger. Like, why can't I understand this? I want to understand this. Like, how can I rectify this wrong? Whatever wrong. I didn't know that it was His will saying, this is not a wrong to be rectified because the wrong that you seek to rectify is unjust. And little did I know that the Most High had no desire for rectifying. He had no desire for me to rectify a wrong that was unjust. What do you mean unjust? Unjust. Like, this is not justifiable. Raymond, there's no explanation for this type wrong because there was no wrong genuinely inflicted on your behalf. This was this person maintaining a pride and arrogance that absolves them of all forms of correction that they themselves need to apply to themselves, but they have no desire to rectify this. So it's not my will that you rectify this wrong because it's unjust. And when I hear these words, and when my spirit man hears these words, I acknowledge them to be the truth. But those who want to hear these words, they want to use these words and exercise them like, yo, you need to look at yourself. You need to let it go. Not even knowing that they fulfill the words of Romans chapter 1, verse 20. That leaves them in a place where they are without excuse. Raymond, why are you saying this? Because our nation is about to be destroyed. Do you see this?